We have Clay Travis on the line. So
Nice.
I'm gonna go ahead and bring Clay in because I want to know, Clay, if you can hear us. We're talking Dan Mullen, whether or not he should be dancing in the locker room after beating Samford. That was our fact or fiction. What say you?
That is, I think Dan Mullen is done at Florida. It feels a little bit like, to me, when a couple is going to get divorced and they don't have the money to be able to afford a new house, so they stay in the house that they're in, and it's incredibly awkward. That is what's going on right now with Florida and Dan Mullen. I don't know, guys, if there's an NFL team that could come and rescue Dan Mullen. I don't know if one of these jobs that's open might be a better fit for Dan Mullen. Maybe a Washington State, just kind of tossing that out there where there's a less attention put on people on a day-to-day basis. But ultimately, dancing in the locker room after giving up over 50 points to Samford is an embarrassment. It's the reason why I love Mizzou today. I think there's a good chance that Eli Drinkwitz's team pulls off the upset. And ultimately, when all is said and done, the Dan Mullen era has unraveled in a hurry. I said coming into this season, I think we had underrated the impact that Kyle Trask had for the Florida Gators and what he helped to paper over. And I think that's continuing. By the way, I'm here in Oxford, and we just finished an interview with Lane Kiffin. So that in and of itself was pretty entertaining. So that'll be up on Big Noon Kickoff here shortly.
Clay, and you just talked to Lane Kiffin, and there's a lot of rumors swirling around about his interest in LSU or Miami. We know his agent is Jimmy Sexton. What do you think is next for Lane Kiffin? What should Lane Kiffin do? If you're in his spot in Oxford at Ole Miss, how do you handle this? Because bottom line is Ole Miss is still one of the 3 or 4 worst jobs in the SEC. So there is a chance to move up if you're Lane Kiffin.
Well, I think strategically, the question is, what's Lane Kiffin's goal? He can coach for the next decade at Ole Miss and be comfortable here. Also, maybe make the college football playoff if they expand to 12, because right now Ole Miss is the 3rd best team in the SEC. And I do think playoff expansion helps a job like Ole Miss because, remember, the Rebels have never been to Atlanta going all the way back to 1992. Doesn't feel like Nick Saban is going to stop coaching anytime soon. And Jimbo Fisher certainly has Texas A&M rolling. But so if Lane asked my advice, he said, hey, I could go to LSU. I could go to Miami, let's say. I don't think USC is going to hire him back. My suggestion would be maybe Miami. And some people may say, what are you talking about? That's crazy. Here's the sales pitch, I think, for Miami. One, you're in the ACC. And the ACC, with Clemson coming back to earth, you could be the best program in the ACC without a lot of difficulty. You already recruited at a high level at FAU. You have a lot of the relationships with people in South Florida that you would need in order to bring in top talent. I think Miami, crazily, may be a better job than LSU or even USC, because to me, the ACC is wide open right now, and you could dominate and bring back the U of the 80s, the 90s, and the early 2000s when that was a really dominant program. I think that's a sleeping giant, and the ACC is so weak, I think it's ripe to be exploited.